market. However, the idea is the same. Now, if you scramble the cube and it's not at all synchronized, scramble it. There we go. Throughout the speech, what I'm going to talk about is how you can unscramble yourself and how you can make your life's cube synchronized, and you can apply it in your own life. Okay, I sat there looking down at the floor. Words literally choked me and I could not speak. I decided to take a pause and not say anything. The eerie silence was broken by my CS professor, and she said, "Stop making excuses. Start delivering results." Fellow Toastmasters and our most honored guests, these sequence of events happened on the last day of dropping a course without any academic penalty. And this happened in my second semester at school. As I heard what she said, and I got up and I started walking towards the door, I could hear in my subconscious mind that was telling me, not anymore, not anymore. And I continued walking. From that day on, there was no looking back. Until the summer of 2012, when I found myself in the exact same situation. And this was for a third year computer science course. I was in the same situation, asking the same questions, and the professor was telling me the same answers that I got from my previous CS professor. The takeaway from this is, in life and in general in your lives here at UTSC, you would get a lot of curveballs thrown at you. There might be a situation where the course you have to take, you hate that course and you don't want to do it. There might be a situation where a course you take as an elective, you start loving that course and want to switch into another program. I can relate to all of you. It happened to me too. However, keep in mind what your main goal in life is. Before coming to UTSC, you had something, and that was the reason you picked up the program at UTSC. For management students, they want to excel in management and they want to go into that field. For computer science students, it can be going into the IT sector, becoming a better developers. For anyone in arts, it can be anything relating to public policy, improving the government infrastructure, and so on. You cannot comment on what the person chooses. It's his or her will that they chose that program. All these expectations that you have, people have of you, especially your parents, that they want you to finish a degree in this program. However, if you change your mind at the end of the program, that's totally doable. There's no one in the world who will stop you but yourself. And this goes way opposite than what our parents, what our elders teach us, who teach us the better field that you can get a job is a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. I mean, I'm fed up with that. B. In life and in general, here at UTSC, what I've learned in my 4 years is what I will share with you today. The main 5 points that I learned in my university experience, as well as in my co-op experience, I will share with you, and I hope that by the end of it, you would have at least something to munch on and apply it in your own life here in UTSC, depending on what year you're in, obviously. I am an introvert person. Now, being an introvert and going out and talking to people is something an introvert would definitely do. In the sense, if there's an event going on, you would not want to go to the event. Or if you know someone invited you, you would say yes to the person, but back in the back of your head, you would say, no, I'm not going to go. It happens to the most. However, standing here, being in this program, being in Toastmasters, has led me to actually, we have so many clubs. Now, if I ask any one of you if you're a member of any other club, I'm sure I would get a very low raise of hands. Becoming part of this club, you made an excellent decision. You should be proud of yourself. However, the amount of progress that I imagine seeing from each one of you, unfortunately, it is not coming. In the sense that giving out speeches, a lot of students here, they become part of this program. They became part of this program. However, they don't step up to actually schedule their first speech. They don't step up to actually giving speeches. I mean, you're here for 2 semesters and you want to make sure you get the most of the speeches done before you leave UTSC or whichever club you want to join after. That's really one thing that hit me, and please don't let that laziness, as I would call it, hamper your progress in this club. It's great to be speaking table topics. It's great to be taking up other roles, but if you're not speaking, you wouldn't grow that much in this Toastmasters program. That's the bare truth. Study smart. That's point number 2. Now, let me draw a diagram for you. It's a normal Venn diagram, and this would be. So this is our external world. This is our internal world, and everything that intersects is our comfort zone. Now, a lot of people would be on this side of this line. Okay, that's your internal world. What you want to do is go to this side of the Venn diagram, where you want to see the external world. You've seen enough of this already. I mean, you're going to be in the same internal world all your life. You don't want to do that. You want to go out, see more events, meet new people in campus, and learn from them. If you're doing an assignment in campus and you're doing it by yourself, versus you're doing it with a group of people, the amount of things you learn from each one of them is totally different than what you would learn by yourself. And you can apply them in the midterm and the finals. That's one reason I say study smart. Don't just come to campus. I know a lot of students here are commuter students. They want to go back to their homes after the classes are done. And given the snowstorm outside, that's the first thing that comes in their mind. However, make arrangements. Spend more time, make study groups, whatever course you're taking. If you get to know more people, even if it's an elective course, just make study groups, meet new people, meet students from other programs, expand your network, and study smart. My next point is work constantly. Now, it's very easy for you. I can talk from my own experience. If I score really good in a midterm, it's going to be really easy for me to just slack off at the final and get a low mark in the course. It happens to a lot of students. However, the key is that you have to work constantly. If you just get something, you're like, yes, I got it. This is what I wanted. I'm much higher. Be that person. Don't just sit in your comfort zone, get everything done, and not aim for high. My next point is ask. Now, a lot of students, especially me, I would not ask questions in class. And the professor would keep on ramming stuff that I don't know what the hell the professor talks about. And at the back of your head, you're like, okay, I'm just going to go home, look at it again, let it imbibe in. That would never happen. If at the spot you don't ask questions, you're going to forget it. If you ask it on the point, at the exact point where you don't understand, chances are you would not forget until that course is done. And you would remember it until the final. It saves you a huge amount of studying compared to what the professor did. Why I didn't understand that, and you're just going back and forth. The office hours, the professor's office hours. I mean, you gotta make sure that you ask. Asking is one thing that can help you in life. Now, Steve Jobs, if you think about him, he asked a lot in his life. When he was a teenager and he wanted to do some work with transistors, he asked the HP CEO back in the day that he wanted some transistors. And the HP CEO was willing enough to give him the transistors. And later, the same person asked Steve Jobs to come for a summer internship in HP, and then he worked there and got more experience with like-minded people, and that's where he just asked throughout his life. There was not a single day that he was ashamed of asking. If you don't know something, just don't be afraid of asking someone else. And the last and the most important point is, don't forget to have fun. We are in university. I know you want to get your degrees. Everyone wants that rectangular box and then you can frame it at home. But at the same point, just don't think that that's the only thing you want in life. I mean, it's true you're here, you got a beautiful campus, UTSC, but you want to make sure that you have fun throughout your time here at UTSC. If you can't enjoy the events. If you can't meet up with your group, if you can't go out for karaoke nights, or just have fun throughout the semester. I know a lot of students here, they're like hardcore for the 4 months and you don't see them for the 4 months. And then after the break, they're like, you see them every day. And like in those 4 months, they just go in the nutshell and they don't come out. Don't be like them. Just have fun, meet people. You will learn a lot. And it will help you in your university career as well. As I mentioned here, it would not make any sense to you if you just listen to it again, but you don't try it in your own life. Trying is lying. So when you say that I'm going to try to work on it, then that just tells me you're not going to work on it. If you tell me that you will work on it, then that's a better affirmation for me to believe that yes, you would be working on it. So and this goes to all the professors. If you go to any class, no offense to any professors, but they use the word try to like 10 to 15 times throughout the lecture. Like I will try to cover this lecture, I will try to cover this syllabus. Then that just means they would never do it. And at the end of it, you would realize that the syllabus that was at the beginning was never covered at the end, just because of the professor's whole ideology at the beginning of the lecture. All these points, make sure that you don't have the try to attitude in your life, just have the just do it attitude. These points would not make any sense, and I'm talking from my own personal experience, giving my last speech, and from where I was to where I am right now. And it has a huge difference on my own personality. And I want each one of you to have that same change in your own lives. I want each one of you to succeed here in UTSA. I want each one of you to become better speakers, better communicators, excel in your part-time jobs and in your internships, and get a better degree and become better human beings. And I wish you all the good luck. Thank you.